Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I hope to get a lot done. It rained last night, which is unfortunate because I do have the odd leak here and there, and one of these leaks happens to be right there, which is absolutely marvellous. It comes from that gap in the king span there, obviously runs down and drips through at that point. This mat here is literally, hang on, I could probably, yeah, you can see the wet. So thankfully it's just this small amount of mat here that is wet. This is dry, and that's dry, and this is the last two layers for the compact mould, well, this half anyway. So I'll have to cut a little bit more mat, which isn't the end of the world, but yeah, it's another 20 minutes I've got to spend. Yeah, so I'll get fresh mat cut, I'll get this laid up, and then I'm going to take this outside, trim this edge off that I mentioned in the last video, and get this flanged up and get the next portions done. Oh no, that's right, I was going to do the ends first and then trim it. So yeah, lay that up, build up a flange. I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse. It's quite nice to record me working again. It has been a while. I just don't find the time to get the camera set up and still make good progress. But I thought, you know what, I'll just chuck one of my empty barrels here, chuck the camera on top, and it's a decent watch. I hope. I'll see what it's like in editing. But yeah, that is now the final layers on that portion of mould. Once that's cured, I'll remove this plastic polythene, I'll remove the flange along the edge there, and then build up another flange along that side and get the other side glassed up. Unfortunately, I'm having to leave today just before 3 o'clock because my little brother needs a lift to go retrieve his car from the MOT centre, which is a fair distance from me, but I gotta do it. He's my little brother, gotta look after him. So hopefully once I'm done with that, bloody farm equipment outside, hopefully once I'm done with that, I'll still have the energy to come back and get some more work done. So I've got about an hour left. Plan is, I'll get that flanged up. I'll get this flanged up each side hopefully, and towards being ready for more gel and glass. So yeah, see you in the next clip guys, peace. Right, so I've managed to flange these up. I've now got to make a move, go pick my brother up. So let me show you what I've done. So let me pull this around so it's, I know it's hard to visualise. So I have now built this flange down here. So this will be the area that's getting moulded next. Same for the other end. I've just got to get my yellow plasticine in all these radiuses. Tidy up these radiuses, these joins, sorry. Get it waxed up and get it laid up. We'll have a quick look at the other side. Or the other end, sorry. The other end had a bit of detail, which I've had to blank off. And again, that'll be plasticine around the edges, all the radiuses waxed up. And yeah, then it'll just be that portion there to mould, and that portion there to mould, and then on to the next one. Yes. And in the time it's taken me to do that flange, this is now, it's not gone off, it's starting to go. So yep, happy everything is going off, happy that it looks pretty tidy all the way around. Yeah, very happy, very happy. Right, let's see what else we can get done today. Right, I'm back. So I left at about 2:30, picked my brother up, took him to go collect his car, and I managed to get back to the unit just before 6. So that was a great deal of time lost. It is now 8:30, so I have been here for a couple of hours now, and I'll show you what I've got up to. So the ends of the F22 skirt, you saw me finish the flange earlier. I've since then plasticined all the radiuses, all the gaps, radius balled it all, so it's all tidy. Then it's received all its layers of wax, and it's now got its first layer of gel coat, and that is on. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is the other end. You can see it's got this extra detailing and cut out in it. This portion of mould will release directly outwards that way. And we've got a bit more work done to the bumper mould. So this half has had all its layers. Had a quick sand down to take any sharp bits off, so it's nicer to handle. I've now removed the polythene, cleaned it all up, and I've now added the flange all the way down and round, and then back up on that tab. The light portion, I'd already done that when I did the other side. So I've now got to get the plasticine out and get all the radiuses filled and looking pretty, and then yeah, I've got to get the PVA release agent out and the spray gun out, flick the compressor on at nearly 9 o'clock, and get it done nice and quick. So the second half of the bumper is now all flanged up. All the plasticine is in there. So it's all nice and tidy, nice smooth radiuses. And then what I've done here on this flange, because I was a little bit worried about when you got the two halves screwing together, about them slightly twisting over the years of being used. Ideally I should use bigger ones, but these will do. But these will just act as locators. We will have a big portion of mould here that goes across the whole bottom that will hold the two in place as well, but that's just an added precaution. Now if you're going to be using PVA, I'm now going to use a gravity fed spray gun. If you're going to use PVA, do not use wax, and if you've used this plasticine, this yellow wax plasticine, or even the grey stuff, acetone the whole piece. Because anywhere you've put a waxy fingerprint or something, the PVA will not stick, will not sit. It'll just fisheye. It'll just separate. So the whole thing has now been acetone cleaned with a rag. Don't soak it. So this is now ready to be sprayed up with PVA. And this is now also ready for its second gel. So I'm going to get this PVA'd, get that gelled, and then go home, because it's now, clock is right there, it is saying 9:30. Ooh. Let's see how long this takes. I hope I don't piss anyone off with the compressor going off at this time of night. And that is the next portion of the bumper mould, PVA. I don't know if you can quite see the shine. Probably better on the filler, because obviously the filler's not going to be shiny at all, considering I only left it at a 320 grit. Yeah, left it at 320 grit because I want the PVA to have a good grip. So it's looking good, no separation. this will have all night to cure, and then I'll give it another good thick coat tomorrow, and once that's cured I'll start getting the gel on. So I'm really happy with the progress on this, guys. Really happy. Can't wait to see the first one come out, and I can't wait to see the first one on Paul Parnell's car, because this will be part of the sponsorship for him. And right at the end of the day, I have now just chucked the second layer of gel on each end of this skirt mould. So tomorrow morning I can get the first layer of glass on each end, get that PVA'd. Yeah, so I'll just work between the two. As soon as I get that bumper done, I can then move on to the E30 bumper and get that all flanged up and moulded. So yeah, it is now 10 to 10 at night. It is dark outside. My clock is advising me that I really should go home. Stay tuned, enjoy the transition. I'll see you in a bit. Woo. Good morning, guys, and we are back. It is now 20 past 8 in the morning, so I managed to get a few hours sleep. And I've already been doing a bit of work, so let me show you what I've been doing for the first 45 minutes of the day, hour of the day. So the E46 compact bumper has now had another good thick layer of PVA sprayed on. I mean, you can see how shiny that filler is now. Yeah, still very wet at the moment. PVA release agent is an isopropanol based solution. It's very watery. You literally just chuck it straight in your spray gun and spray it on. That's a drip, but that's also separation there, so I think I've got a fingerprint there and there. I'll show you this area later on. What I'll do with this drip is I'll just take it away like this, because PVA, believe it or not, it's not like paint. See that? So I'm now taking that drip away. That drip also comes all the way around here. So I'm literally just taking that drip all the way like that. I'm not using any pressure. And we'll come back to this area and we'll see how smooth this has gone with me just thumbing it over. And what we'll do this area as well, very gently. Right. So the separation is gone. Slight finger marks, but we'll come back to this area later and we'll see what this looks like once it is set. We have got another area over here. I've just noticed that it's a bit drippy, so I'll just strike across. It was drippy and a little fingerprint of separation there. I must have touched it after I acetoned it. And yeah, we'll come back to this area because we can save all this if it goes bad by coating it again, because when you lay PVA on, it will reactivate this and it's like hammerite, it will self-level pretty well. Got a decent drip going on there as well, and I don't want thick PVA in these sort of details, because then that does take the detail out of the mould. So I mean, I don't like doing this. I should have been a bit more careful. Maybe I was a bit too heavy with the old spray gun, but I'll just whip up that radius like that. So we'll come back to all those areas. You can see it's a bit thick there as well, but we'll come back and we'll see. And yeah, that's a good one there. We'll see what this looks like when we come back to it once it's set. Let me show you what else I've done this morning. Oh, and I forgot to mention PVA release agent. It is water soluble. So earlier you saw me, I told you, you acetone everything off, so you've got no wax residue anywhere, so you don't get any of that separation that you just seen from that fingerprint that I left. Acetoned it, PVA'd it last night, and now PVA'd it again this morning with these bits I've been fingering around on. I'll have to give it another go over. The drip's still there, Come here, you bugger. Right. So yeah, this will get another going over just to level this stuff out again. And then, yeah, what I forgot to mention was it's water soluble. So it all washes off. So even though I'm spraying it in here around the car and all this other stuff, it washes off with water. It washes off with cold water, washes off really quickly with warm water. If you're, for instance, I've got quite a lot of detail here that I'm going to be trying to release from. If it does get stuck in any place, I can just pour warm water down any gap that I can find, and that will literally settle this back to a liquid and release, and then I'll just wash it all off. So that is the beauty of PVA and the beauty of being able to spray it. And I've used my brain this morning and I've rolled the skirt over so the flange is on the bottom rather than the other way around. So this is now ready for me to cut some glass and get that glassed up, as well as this side. See it much better now that I've rolled it over and there's a bit of light coming onto it. So yeah, I'll get these two ends done today so that I can get on to trimming that excess off and moulding the other bits, and then I can move on to the next skirt. Yeah, so I'm only here till 4 today because it's Friday and I've got to go pick the kids up. So that gives me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour day, fingers crossed. So yeah, let's get into this, guys. Let's see what we can get done. Nice. And that's the two ends of the skirt mould now with their first layer of glass. This has now cured because a bit of time has passed. I mean, they're still a little bit sticky. Can't lay anything on them just yet. No, looking really good. We've got a bubble there which I'll have to dig out. Apart from that, it's looking good. We'll have a quick look at this as well. Yeah, that's all leveled itself out really nicely now. Yeah, see, that PVA is really good stuff, especially when it's still wet. It will self-level again. So while I'm waiting for the PVA to go off, I have now started flanging the second F22 skirt. So I'll get the flange finished in the next hour or so, and yeah, get the plasticine on, get it waxed up, and hopefully get it at least double gelled, maybe a layer of glass before I go today. That is extremely high hopes, but time now is coming up to 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I've still got some time, but I don't want to rush it. I will have the kids here at the weekend because yeah, they want to come down and spend some time down here. I've got some wheelchairs for them to play around on, so, and there's plenty of space. Might even bring the bikes down for them, so hopefully I'm going to get plenty of work done this weekend. So let's see. Yeah, well, let's crack on. And that is the flange complete all the way around on this first portion of mould. Remember, there'll be one big portion, 2 end caps, and then this portion and this portion. So yeah, got that done. I then moved on to the first skirt mould. I have now got all the layers of glass. I don't know if you can really see, that light's really poor. I've now got all the layers of glass down on this side and all the layers down on this side. So once that's cured, I'm going to take it outside, trim it, so that I can then get access to this portion here, because all this overhang here is going to prevent me from doing anything in here. So I need to trim it back to that line. And the PVA, it's been taking its sweet time to go off, but I think that's because we're right at the back of the unit today and it's a fairly cool day, and I did lay quite a lot on at once. There's a goddamn bug on it. I did lay quite a bit down at once. I mean, it has now gone off. I think it's a little bit, you can see it's still just a little bit shiny down there, so it has still got the odd area that is trying to go off. And like I said earlier, I am going to give this another go over with a lighter dusting over, and that'll reactivate some of this, help it level out, and with the extra thin layer, that'll just, yeah, help peter some of these imperfections out. But again, it's nothing that There's nothing that can't be fixed once the mould has been released from the bumper, because I can just wet and dry the surface, do any gel repairs that are needed, but should come out fine. Generally all my moulds I will give a rub down with 180, 320, no sorry, 180, 240, 320, then a 600, then I'll wax them up, because I like my moulds to have a satin finish, because in that way the gel coat can stay in there for a really long time. I actually tested a part in one of my other videos. The small one of the rear bumper attachments, it had been gelled up for 4 months and it still hadn't released from the mould, so I made the part, popped out, and it was perfect. So you are normally advised to not leave your gel coat for any more than 24 hours. I left it for thousands of hours, and yeah, it worked. But that was probably just luck. But all my moulds are satin for that reason. Apart from the moulds that I make for other people, for instance, Fibre Factory's moulds, they will be shiny. I think I had to send one of his bumper moulds to him, unfortunately, with some areas that weren't polished up because my buffer died halfway through the job. So, but no, when I'm doing moulds for other people, I'll do them gloss, unless they want them satin, because I do advise people on satin for the reason I just explained. So some people do go for it. So yeah, let's crack on with some more work. I've got a few more hours before I go pick the kids up. So yeah, let's keep going. And that's all the plasticine applied to all the radiuses, smoothed out with the radius ball. So this is now ready for oh no, it's not. I've just got to cap this off. Once I cap that off, I can then get this waxed and gelled up. But I don't think that's going to happen today because I'm starting to run out of time. The end caps on the skirt moulds, they are now cured. I've given them a quick sand out to take down any sharps. Again, we've been running out of time. I probably won't take this outside and flip it and trim it today, because I don't want to get myself all itchy and then go and drive for nearly 2 hours while I go get the kids and bring them home. So yeah, that'll be in the next video. So with the little time I've got left now, I'm going to concentrate on the compact bumper mould. I'm going to get the PVA out one last time because I'm not happy with some spots here and there. So another little dusting. Just make sure that it is all gone off down here. Just another little dusting, and yeah, we'll see how well that goes, guys. And that has now had its final touch up PVA. Yeah, this has sorted out quite a lot of the imperfections, which I'm really happy about. So we had those run marks down there. I'll see how smooth they feel once this is all set. And you see the run that was down there, that's not there anymore. The runs that were down here, you can see the PVA sorted that out quite nicely. So when stuff goes wrong, it's never the end of the world, alright? There's always ways around things. Right, well, I've got half an hour left. I think I might just have a general tidy up in here because it's an absolute bomb site, much like my life. Right, now I know it doesn't look it, but I have had a tidy up. I've got rid of all of the small bits and bobs that were taking up all the table space. All I need to do now is just hoover all this loveliness up. So even though it's a mild tidy up, I still feel like I've got a load of headspace back. Love it. Right, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably be back at it tomorrow because I've got to be here and wait for a client to turn up to collect some parts. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here, and yeah, let's keep this train rolling, let's keep going. So yeah, if you like it, hit the like button, And don't forget to subscribe, because I do have some big plans coming, and I also plan on holding some competitions soon. Win yourself a body kit maybe. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Stay safe. See you later. Peace.